log in using Google. If you're not, then do the other one.
Yeah.
And then let me know when you guys are all there. Let's go from there.
Okay, so I'm at what would you like to create? I just stay there?
Perfect.
Okay.
Try the swivel, didn't it come in charge?
Hmm?
What was the password? CE student -1 to get in
CE kids -1. It used to be CE student at student.union.k12.mo.us and then CE kids -1. So getting everybody like there is a little tricky. Now it's a little better. Yeah.
I'm swiveling because the swivel's not charged. We just got it like 20 minutes ago. This is
Someone will drop it off.
I'm not sure who dropped it off. I think he was Matt or someone from
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and get started since we're already
Who
here.
dropped it off?
So, what I'm gonna talk about today is Spark Video and Spark Post and Spark Page. These are all new products from Adobe and they're really cool. So, I'm not gonna do a whole lot of talking for some of them because I created a video that's really cool, so I'm gonna show you if you haven't seen it yet. Okay,
Hi,
there we
it's
go.
Ms. Maconochie. I'm going to teach you some cool stuff about how to use Adobe products. During this technology time, we're going to start off with Spark Video. Using the Spark product, you can do a video, a post, or a page. I'm currently doing a video. Each slide will let you add text, an icon, or a picture. This can be used for a variety of things, from formative and summative assessment to just teaching a student on their own level. Music, themes, and the way the things are described on the page are all customizable. Now you can try. Take it into your classroom and figure out where you can use it best.
Okay, so that was Adobe Video. It literally took me like 30 seconds to create that, which is super cool. Now the only problem with that is that you can't do it on your desktop computers because there's something that I just tried to do it. So why don't you go up to the plus sign, or maybe it's off to the side over here, and we're gonna all create a video so you can see how to create it. Now the only problem is on the board it won't let me do it. So once you're on the video screen, you can start with a story or a title idea first, or you can hit skip. Now this can be used for either your students showing what they've learned, or even doing like a flipped kind of classroom approach. So giving a couple kids computers, giving them the link to the video, and then going from there. All I did was email it to myself. You can also put it on the classroom if you have classroom going on. You can also make a Google link to it, a Google shortcut, and that would be easy. Okay, so that gives you a bunch of like options of things to do. So you can pick a story template, or you can start from scratch. So you can throw an idea, tell what happened, all sorts of different things. So one of them is teach a lesson. So I want to pick this one. So pick whatever one you would like to pick. Skip. I don't know why this pulls up on it doesn't pull up on my Chromebook, it only pulls up on this one. So pick one of the templates to start off with, and then it'll guide you from there. Off to the right hand side are ideas for, there's some quick tips to get started if you want to watch the video. We're not going to, unless you want to. Volume's up. So off to the right hand side are a bunch of different templates, and all of those come with they all have music embedded in them, but you can change everything. So if you don't like the music, if you don't like the background, if you don't like the picture, you can change it all. But the themes are already there for you to start. Then when you look at the bottom, all of those slides are yours to add things into. So you can add text, you can add a picture, you can add an icon, you can add a whole bunch of different things. And then there's the little, the red microphone in the middle. If you hold that down, you can talk into it, and then it'll play it back, and you can record it as many times as you want. Because I made tons of mistakes when I was doing it, so I had to record it a couple times. But if you just hold it down, and you have to make sure you allow the microphone on your Chromebooks. And then you're able to just hold it down as long as you're talking. Anybody have any questions with that?
So this is a good replacement for Telegram.
Yes. It would be excellent for Telegram replacement. Or in addition to, I mean, we're not trying to erase any technology, we're just trying to gather more. So, as much as I would like to do more on this, I'm going to show you the rest of, I just can't get it to go on my computer, like my desktop computer. So I'm going to show you the other things, the post and the page. So I made an example of both of those to show you. So I'm going to do this one first because it's my favorite. This is a post. This is a post. A post. I'm going to show you mine first, and then I'll show you how to create your own. Okay, so this is mine. This is what I created. If you want to read it, it says, when someone told me I lived in a fantasy land, I nearly fell off my unicorn. And I really like the background because it's like fun. Okay, so now what you can do is go up to this top thing up here, and it says like my projects, post, page, or video. So I want you to hit post. Once it gets to post, it'll come up with this. These are the graphic sizes down here. So if you are really cool and we wanted to post on Facebook or on Twitter, on Instagram, they have the pre-sizes for you. So you don't have to like crop it or anything, it's all ready to go. Or if you want to make it a poster size or a slide size. So pick one. Anyone is fine by me. I'm going to do an Instagram. And then I'm going to write something. Now, for the last one, I just picked a quote. And I can go from there. Let's see. What should we write? What do like hear us? Then you continue, and you can always go back and edit the text. Now it'll pop up with a background or a theme already given for you. So it has the current themes over here, and then as you slide down, the pictures won't change, but the way the text is will. So like that one, it's not going to go into a Be My Valentine, but it will have the banner like it does in that one. So, I'm going to do this one. I think that's cool. So I'm going to go from there. Now, I can change the photo background. I can add different text. I can add different colors. Up here, there's palettes, so it'll change the colors of the whole thing for you. Like pretty palettes already ready for you. Or we can change the background, so you can do different photos. So you can replace the photos using find photos like on the internet, a Dropbox, Google Photos, Creative Cloud, any of those. So I want to find a photo. Let's see. Let's do Wildcat. Look at all these wildcats. I'm gonna pick this one. Now once you find photos, you can do different filters on the photos to make the text pop. You can scale the photo down so you can make it closer in, or you can rotate the photo. You can also do different themes from here too. So say, I don't like that text anymore, I want to do a different theme. Well, do this one. Oh, that's cool. You can resize the original image to make it into, like, say I didn't want to do an Instagram post anymore, I want to do a Facebook post. These are different sizes. The text one is my favorite one because as you rotate this around, it changes the type of text, the way it's displayed. You can also make it bigger or smaller. Oop. And move the text around if you need to. Save that. Do different colors, like that color. This is a lot of playing around, so see what you think looks best. You can make the text kind of disappear into it. You can add text, you can delete text. So once you're done with your post, here's what you do. You go up to share, and it'll save your post in the database of Adobe. So everybody has access to look at these, but you can make them private. So you can also download them and then share them out via email, Facebook, create a link, all sorts of different things. Any questions about post?
I want to share it to my kids' Google Classroom.
You can do that. Okay, so the author is me. So it says on the bottom, Adobe can feature my project on the Adobe Spark website. For our kids, we probably wouldn't want to do that. Okay, so at the bottom, you're going to create the link. Oh, gotta choose a category. So it's going to create our link. So you can copy the link and put it into your Google Classroom. With the video, it goes directly to Google Classroom. There's a link at the bottom, so
So
say
if I did a poster with a dinosaur joke for my third graders.
Right.
And post it on the classroom.
Yes.
Okay. That'd be fun, they like that.
Okay, any other questions about posts before I move on to the next one? Dr. Warnhill, do you like it?
Yeah, I was just pulling up on an app.
Okay.
These Monday morning memos are about to get really.
Listen, I'm just letting you know, think of all the quotes you can do with your own fun backgrounds.
I'm telling you, right now.
And her own quotes.
I know, yeah.
And God help y'all, you're about to have my quotes.
So inspirational quotes out of Wazoo. Here we go.
Lousy words of wisdom.
That would be a perfect post. Okay,
Special company.
now I'm going to show you one of my pages before I show you how to create one. Oh, this is another one of my posts. I'll show you that one. So I thought this one was pretty cool. When I did the background, I did technology, and Pokemon is what came up. I thought that was pretty cool. So,
What kind of things have you used this on in the classroom?
I haven't really gotten to use it in the classroom as much, just because we don't have as many computers as I would like to have. So it'd be nice if all my students were able to have a classroom account, and then I could drop things in all the time. I really want to use it for my small group time, and be able to have one group kind of learning the lesson first, and then switch it so I can teach and have one, so I'll have like two groups kind of going. That's my goal. I think it's good to start off with a goal. Begin with the end in mind. So this is an Adobe page. I'm not sure exactly how to use this in the classroom. The only thing I can really think of is to use it to kind of display the work that they've learned. Instead of like, I've had my kids do like slideshows before, but I think this is a little bit more succinct. Okay, so what I did for this one is I was able to pick the background photo as well as changing the text and the subtext. Then underneath that, it'll let you add things. So I added a text box. This is my Adobe Spark page. It's basically a web page that allows students or a teacher to create a web page. This page can be edited with pictures, text, slideshows, videos, and photo grid. You can type just as you would in a text document. I'll show you how that works too. Then what I did under here is I added a photo grid. I put learning, and these are the photos that came up. And then you can add captions underneath, so I put this is a photo grid. Then this is really cool. This is called a slide photo. So as you slide down, the photo will move up, and you can add like text boxes into it. This is a video I added. It's all about how to use Adobe Post. And then I added another text box. Okay, so I want to show you from here how to add things into it. So when you come up, it'll show you how to add a photo, a text, a button, which I'm not sure about, a video, a photo grid, and a glide show. A glide show is the photo that's really big and you glide through it. So when you add text, it'll give you all these cool things. So you can add links, you can change the way that your text is formed, you can put bold, you can put italic, you can put quotes, all sorts of things. Heading 1 and headings 2. So make it look like a real web page. You can also add a photo. So again, when you're finding photos, all of these photos will be free to use. So you can upload a photo or you can find photos. This is the glide show, this is my favorite. So if you want to know how it works, you can see how it works here. It gives you a beautiful new way to tell your story. So it like glides you through it. It's so cool. So let's find a photo. Give me a word.
Canyon.
Perfect. Ooh, so pretty. I'll save that. And as you go through each step, it'll ask you to save it. You can always go back and delete it. They'll come up with these photos down here. So you can move forward, move back, replace the photo, or delete it. So then you can add text boxes here, as well as a video too if you want to over your glide show. Any questions on how this works? I know it's a lot of information.
Share that out in the newsletter for me.
You totally could. That's a good idea. So you can share and you can create a link and send it to your parents. So I updated the link. So every time you update it, it'll ask you for an updated link. So you can embed it places, you can put it in your email, you can put it on Twitter, you can put it on Facebook, all sorts of things. So if you're ever looking for inspiration as you're making these things, they have an inspiration gallery. So, oh Leslie, here's a good quote. Look at it, beautiful. So that's what somebody made. So it's a good inspiration. So there's causes, and then you can look under different things too. So maybe even under education, they have lesson plans, presentations, and school reports over there too. I haven't had a ton of time to explore that section, but it's there. Questions, concerns? Did you learn anything new today?
Yes.
Nice.
Okay, that's all.
Were there any big things that stuck out in your mind from ISTE?
Yeah, let me
Websites
pull
that
out.
you started using?
Yes, let me pull up my drive for a second. I took notes while I was at ISTE, and they're kind of my notes, but I'll let you look at them.
It's overwhelming, isn't it? The amount of information, the cool, amazing things that are out there.
It is. I think the best part of ISTE was like the big sessions where there was people talking about the technology, and not even technology itself, but talking about the way it's integrated into our lives and the way it's going to change our lives, and just causes that are happening. There was some that were not really even on technology. One was about there's a black girl and her mother found out that there was not enough books about Black females that were not the main characters of the story. They were always the sidekicks. So she made it a point to find 50 books that were about Black females as the main character. So that was cool, and we got to hear from her. She was like, I think she's in 7th grade. Was she in 7th grade?
I mean, she might have been younger than that, but she was pretty dynamic.
She was really dynamic, and her mom was awesome. I think her mom was a professor of some sort.
And proposals to do a presentation at ISTE are open right now.
They are.
Just
Say
saying.
that.
Dun, dun, dun.
Okay, so these are just kind of the basics of things that I got while I was there. There's pbslearningmedia.org. It's a teacher-built resource. It has lessons and links to lessons with media and instruction. So lessons that are pretty much pre-made for you. And it's from PBS, so it's pretty cool.
Would you be willing to share this with us? We
Oh,
share out
yeah.
when we share.
I mean, it's
rest
my
of it.
notes. You're more than welcome to take it, but
Perfect. I love the summaries.
Go Formative. I've used it a couple times before. All of these things made me really want my students to have email addresses so we could do Google Classroom. That was like my main thing. I was like, I need an email address for my kids so we can do Google Classroom, because everything can be embedded on there, and there's so many things that you can do with it. And since we are a Google school, it'd be so easy to pop it in there. Okay, Seesaw. I've been playing around with this one as well. This is like it's like a portfolio, an online portfolio, so you can upload things and check it out.
There's a stop, collaborate, listen coming up for that one.
Yes, I will talk about it then. Adobe Spark Video. So, see, this is my notes. Good stuff. Use this. Ed Puzzle. I've used it a couple times before. So you have videos, and you can trim videos, and you can put your voice over videos that you find on YouTube or a whole bunch of different sites. So those would be good for teaching topics before talking about them. You can add quiz questions. It'd be good for flipped classrooms as well. There's a bunch of augmented reality stuff coming out. When we went through there's this big hall of like all these different vendors, and as you go through, they're like talking about their different products, and lots of them are doing augmented reality. So it's able to move the screen and see kind of like, one was a heart, and you could see like the inside of the heart, and as you moved your screen around, you like traveled through the heart. Blended learning for students, Flip 1-to-1. There's Study Island, Brain Pop. During part of the sessions, they had these research papers, so I sat in a couple of those. And one of them was talking about how we approve of websites or programs for students that are struggling, or for SPED classrooms. And so it talked about how to figure all that out. Chromebooks, there was a whole section on Chromebooks, and it says Google Apps for Education are great. They talked about like the differences between like iPads and Google and Chromebooks. So the bad thing is that they rely on internet connections, but Chrome can't get any viruses. But Google Classroom. These were just some management tools. A lot of the higher level schools would use these more than we would, but it's able for like a teacher to watch over what every single computer is doing. So that way they can shut down games or ads. We won't need it as much in our classrooms. So we talked about how there should be PD for administrators as well, like digital citizenship, and social media, because that way it trickles down to teachers and students. So that's basically, I learned a whole bunch of stuff. It was great. And you should go if you're offered the
Awesome, thanks, Leah.
You're welcome.
Just share that with me, I'll share it out.
Okay.
Perfect, thank
As
you.
long as you have my notes.
Nope, I like the notes.